Hey friends, thank you so much again for joining. I hope that your week is off to a wonderful start. I personally am very excited for August. First of all, August is one of my favorite months, but fall is for sure my favorite season. It always just brings me to a place of like new beginnings, like seeing the leaves change colors and cider mills and sugar donuts. Like, they just get me hype, y'all. I really just love it. But I'm really excited about August because I think for many of us, we feel like we've been gut punched this year. And 2020 has just been dragging us by our edges, and we're holding on for dear life. For others of us, 2020 has been a year where we've thrived. Some of y'all have been making six-figure months and getting it done, and we are proud and we are excited for you. So I'm just excited for that to continue or to start a new chapter of exploration, a new chapter of productivity, a new chapter of prosperity. So today's episode is not really going to be one of like core brand principles. Today is really going to be one of encouragement and to really be one of kind of checking us a little bit. One thing that I've noticed for me personally is that COVID-19 has been one of those times. So I've been working from home since March, and when I first started working from home, I had just gotten my offer for my new role. I was excited about moving back, but still there was a level of hesitancy there, but I pushed forward. And then we thought we were going back at the end of March, early April, and I'm still sitting in my home, and it's March the 3rd. So it's been a time of great blessings. It's been a time where, I really wanted to buy a house. That was something I said I wanted to do before 25, did it before 24, so God is good. But after that, because we were in COVID, I looked around and I felt somewhat guilty, actually really guilty. I felt guilty because all in a pandemic, I got a promotion and I got a house. I scratched off two of the biggest things on my list this year. And after that, I felt guilty, and I was extremely hesitant, if I did it at all, to ask God for anything else. Because I looked around and I'm like, people are losing loved ones, people are losing their jobs, losing their income, losing their benefits, and how could I ask God for more in a season where people are experiencing the biggest shakeup of their lives? God, how can I do that? How can I ask you to increase my brand? How can I ask you to move mountains in my life, to give me new things, to bless me with love, to bless me with this, to bless me with more income? And people are losing the stability that they have in a matter of weeks and days. And so today's podcast, the reason I said it's one of encouragement is that as I've talked to a couple of my friends and just talked to people just honestly one off, a lot of us are in that scared stage right now. We're bracing, we're trying to, make sure we keep what we have. We're trying to understand how can we set ourselves up well, but also being very cautious and careful. And I just want to encourage you to, yes, be thankful, but don't stop asking God for the things that you put on your 2020 goal list. Don't stop asking God, hey God, I really want you to do X, Y, Z. God, this is something that's really on desires in my heart. Like, I really want to align myself with what you want from me. I want your will. I want your way. Do not stop asking God for those things. And I know it's easier said than done. I think a lot of us have these amazing and big plans, and it kind of goes back to the first episode of the podcast, which is like, what is your why? A lot of us had these amazing ideas and plans and goals going into 2020, or even if you do your goals quarterly, you had these amazing goals, and then it felt like things were falling apart. So you stopped asking God for them, not because he told you to, but because you felt you had to. And if you look around, there are leaders in the Bible: Moses, Joshua, David. Even in the midst of all types of chaos, they were still asking God for stuff. So why did we stop? If we ask God, hey, God, I really want you to enlarge my finances. God, I want to be better prepared for XYZ in 2 months. Why did you stop asking God for that? Why did you assume that God stopped working miracles? Why did you start assuming that God stopped doing what he said he has done because of a pandemic? God is not moved because God is not moved by time. He's not moved by any of those things. He's moved by your prayers. But if you do not pray, how can you expect something to shift? Are we going to go into the rest of the year with this type of attitude? My prayer is not. And I hope I'm not sounding too harsh because I'm talking to myself too. We can't say, God, I really want you to reveal my why. God, I really want to serve your people. I really want to be a blessing to others. And then in the middle of a pandemic, when people probably need you, your services, your passion, your dream, your energy more than ever, stop praying for those very things because we're only praying to survive. And there is nothing wrong with survival prayers because many of us have had to get on our knees more than we have in years to pray prayers that we just didn't think we were going to have to pray. But don't stop praying for those dreams. Don't stop praying for abundance. Don't stop praying for God to move mountains for you because he still wants to do that. That doesn't stop because we're in a pandemic. And that also doesn't mean that you can't feel empathy and you can't be there for those who are experiencing seasons of loss. That's not at all what that means. It means that you can still be there. It means that you should still be praying mightily on their behalf, but you still have some work to do. God is not done with us yet. If you are still breathing, you are still able to achieve. You are still able to accomplish the things, the godly things that he wants to see you have. This is not the time. Maybe it's not the time for something else, but it is the time for something. And I hope that during this season you will ask God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to be? How can I be a better resource, a better advocate to those who you have called me to in this season? I don't know if it's the pulpit. I don't know if it's a t-shirt line. I don't know if it's launching a podcast. I don't know if it's you making courses. I don't know what it is. But I know there was something inside of you that he kept you here for. And so my prayer is that you continue to ask that of God. You continue to ask God, God, bless my brand. God, allow my name to permeate in rooms and opportunities that I have not even seen or thought of yet. There's a book that's called The Circle Maker that's absolutely incredible. I received it from this amazing Bible study that I was blessed to be a part of. And it has really started changing my prayers. And he talks about the man who wrote the book really talks about, he's a pastor, I think in DC, but he has a couple different churches. And he talks about even in a recession, he was still walking, he was still making circles around his prayers. And it doesn't mean that he wasn't aware of what's going on. It doesn't mean that he didn't have empathy. It doesn't mean that he wasn't sad or that he hadn't experienced loss himself. But it means that he still believed God for the things that he said he was going to do. And so that's what I encourage you to do. Again, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that you're looking to do. I don't know what it is that God has put on your heart. But my hope is that you go after it. My hope is that you don't allow the pandemic to shift your thinking or allow you to doubt yourself or God. He is still in the miracle working business. So whatever it is, I encourage you. I'm standing in the gap for you. If you need somebody to pray for you, I hope you have found me on social, at least at Let Reese Brand You. I want to be a part of your journey in whatever way you feel you're comfortable with. But I'm excited for you. I'm excited for August. I'm excited for all the pictures. I'm excited for all the successes and celebratory wins that we're going to be celebrating in this season. You got this. Have a great rest of the week.